IrieAtl. Atlanta's link to the Caribbean. You're listening to IrieAtl Radio, Atlanta's link to the Caribbean. Bishop Lear, God bless you, man of God. This is the passion representing. Bishop Lear in my pre-life, and now watch all things down below. Revelation time, we have a more. Wickedness, my earth is so. Boy, I tell him now, Bishop Lear, listen, you was a pre-life, and now watch all things down below. Revelation time, we have a more. Wickedness, my earth is so. Oh my God. Now what you say, now what you time, them a galanga. Them now make up in their mind, them just a galanga. Now worship time, them just a galanga. They make a complete, they make a stop it. Hallelujah, them a work and a go worship. Let's make every mission go to come to Jesus and the boss. And if you like them, remember Christ and come out to a class. Them a think you're right, them a think I bring it first class.
What's up, class people? This your man, Chris Franklin.
Hi. You're listening to IrieAtl Radio, IrieAtl, Atlanta's #1 Caribbean station. The new IrieAtl Radio, live. The new IrieAtl Radio, live on the World Wide Web. www.IrieAtl.com. And God can become one day. The fire I got a tit up a burn them. Make up to the wine and choose. Let's talk to you, my God. You're not a free life. And now watch all things are below. Revelation time is a go. The wickedness on earth too. The new IrieAtl Radio, live on the World Wide Web. www.IrieAtl.com.
We will be stronger. We can do this together. When I'm good on my time, united will break through the season of trials. You're my sister, my brother. I'll connect with one. We're fighting together.
What's up, class people? This your man, Chris Franklin.
We will be
You're listening to IrieAtl Radio,
we'll get through this together. Nothing can stop us. We will get through this time. We stand on the big, but on the front line. We love this island, and we will be strong.
This is IrieAtl.
Atlanta's link to the Caribbean. We will be stronger. We'll get through this together. listen up. Let me tell you this. We are got the pan up. Everything I go Chris. When everybody come back, we are go fight. No more problems. Leave them here. Saga down. Remember this. But you tell them what. Tell them guys this. Some make gonna come from one another. Tell them resist down. Everywhere will be bright day. Looking up there like you play. We will fix up, please be safe. You will be strong, God. We will be strong. Sometimes we just don't know what to do. Do not worry, we'll make it through. All we need is just love that's true. We will be stronger, we will be stronger. We will be stronger. We will be stronger. We'll get through this together. We will be stronger. We'll get through this together. We will be stronger. We'll get through this together. Stronger together. You and I'm a congratulations. When I'm good up at times. United we'll break through. Season of trials. You're my sister, my brother. Our community will work. We're fighting together. You and I will go. Yeah. We will be stronger. We'll get through this together. Nothing can stop us. We will get through this fight. We set our victory for those under from time. We love this island, and we will be strong. And when this is over, the battle will be won. We will be stronger. We'll get through this together. Listen up. Let me tell you this. We are got the plan up. Everything I go Chris. When everybody come back, we are go fight. No more problems. Leave them here. Saga down. Remember this. But you tell them what. Tell them guys this. Some make gonna come from one another. Tell them resist down. Everywhere will be bright day. Looking up there like you play. We will fix up, please be safe. You will be strong, girl. We will be strong. Sometimes we just don't know what to do. Do not worry, we'll make it through. All we need is just love that's true. We will be stronger, we will be stronger. We will be stronger. We will be stronger. We'll get through this together. We will be stronger. We'll get through this together.
What's up, God's people? This your man, Kirk Franklin.
Hi, this is IrieAtl.
Yo, this is Byron Cage.
Hi, this is CC Winans.
What's up, everybody? This your man,
You're listening to IrieAtl Radio, IrieAtl, Atlanta's #1 Caribbean station.
Jesus.
Hey, Bishop Blair, you know you can't play that one time. You know you can't play that two times. Why your Bible pull up that all you mean?
Oh, he's worthy to be praised. Oh, he's worthy to be praised. Oh, yeah. He is Alpha and Omega.
I'm your apostle.
And the end. He's closer than a brother. By far my best friend. He's my healer, my provider. Keeper, alone and savior. Pain reliever, burden bearer. He's a slave in my
Bless the Lord. Welcome.
Bless. He's worthy to be praised.
God the glory. Give God the glory. Let's give him all the praise. Shout hallelujah. Hallelujah. He's worthy to be praised. Oh yeah. So give God the glory. Give him glory. Let's give him all the praise. From now till forever and ever, he's worthy to be praised. Oh yeah. El Shaddai, wonderful counselor, mighty God, everlasting Father. He's the Father to the fatherless, Lamb of God, my Redeemer. The one in Gilead, the Prince of Peace, the one who told the winds to cease. He's the bright and morning star. He's Christ the risen Lord. And he's worthy to be praised. And say, he's worthy to be praised. Oh yeah. So give God the glory. Let's give God some glory and give him all the praise. Shout hallelujah. Shout hallelujah. This
is IrieAtl.
Atlantis link to the Caribbean. Give him glory. Give him all the praise. From now till forever and ever. He's worthy, 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 worthy. Some praises, worthy, worthy, worthy. Jesus on blessed redeemer. Oh, sing over this wonderful love proclaim. Eyes are pictures of glory, strength and honor. Let's give God some praise. Let's give him praise. Let's give him love and praise. Yes, shout hallelujah. Hallelujah. He's worthy to be praised. Oh, yeah. Say Jehovah Jireh. You're worthy to be praised. Oh, Jehovah Nissi.
Yeah, good evening, Atlanta. Good evening, the world. Good evening to the world.
You are worthy, Lord, to be praised. Lord, you are worthy, Lord. Yes, you are worthy, Lord. So worthy, Lord, to be praised. Somebody just say it's worthy, Lord. Lord, you are worthy, Lord. You are worthy, Lord, to be praised. Yes, you are worthy, Lord. You are worthy, Lord. So worthy, Lord.
Yeah, good evening, Atlanta. Good evening to the world. This is your brother from another mother. This brand new year and a brand new time and everything. We just want to welcome you around the world from the IrieAtl, Atlanta's link to the Caribbean, alongside with the Powerhouse Crew 89.1 FM and the entire world, along with the 3Bs this evening. So delighted and honored just to have you join me. It's one of my greatest pleasure to have you. And just want to say Happy New Year to you wherever you are. Those on the other side of Radio Boss, good evening to you. Those in and around the different places, nighttime, daytime, evening time, afternoon time. Blessed love to every one of you this evening. It's one of my greatest pleasure to have you join me. My number here is 706-550-1642. And it's one of these evenings that you don't want to miss.
You're listening to IrieAtl Radio. IrieAtl, Atlanta's #1 Caribbean station. Wow, from near and far, I am so happy this evening to have you join me. But I want to feel something different in this place before I introduce all the guests and line. So let me bounce this one because I'm feeling it in my soul, and I hope everybody agree with me in this one. All right, it's only him can do it. All right. Give me faith, no doubt I pray, oh Lord, to face another day. Oh, Lord, give me strength to face another day. Carry on life, Lord. Carry on my Lord. That's all we have to do, ask strength from the Father himself, eh? The book says, blessed is the man that standeth in the waves of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, huh? But delight is in the way of the Lord, and to him that meditate. You shall be like the tree that planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in its season. The Bible said, the leaf also shall not wither. Well, whatever you do it, you shall prosper. This here is prosperity here, huh? So I got a bouncy and ice, and he's good evening to those on Facebook, YouTube. All the way in Germany, Toronto, Canada, Boston, Massachusetts, Alberta. Good evening. I got to ask the Lord for strength this evening. Do you believe me? Good evening to you, Sister Izzy. Happy New Year. Big up with your bad self. I know you've been doing it over the holiday. I'm watching you. You know that. I feel something in my shoes. I know it's not my socks. So all we got to do is just roll it. Hey, hey, hey. This is the apostle, the doctor himself, inside of me. That's all I ask him for. Just strength, huh? I know you're watching me. I know you're watching me. Out of Alberta, good evening. Music is alive. Do you believe that? Good evening, Brother Dwight. How are you?
Fine, my friend. How are you?
I am great, man. You can see I'm feeling fantastic, you know.
Yeah, man. Look like you're on top of the health.
Yeah, brother. Oh, yeah. Listen, we have some great guests tonight in this show. Tonight is Health Night. Health Night. Good evening, Brother Biswick and the three Bs. One of the Bs is absent.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening to you, sir. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. Good evening to you, world. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Welcome. Brother Dwight, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I am good. I am in the land of the living, man. You know.
Above the ground.
Yes, above the ground. Good night. Good night to each and every listeners, wherever in the world you are. God bless you. Welcome. Apostle.
Yes, sir. What a way to start off the program. Special good evening to you, Lady D, my friend and sister that carry us all the time, and to my friend over 1570. Thank you so much for stepping into the cabinet of this evening, and we thank God for you. I hope you all have a great, and a big holiday. I hope it have been so many mixed feelings with the beginning of this year. As we start out, we just lost their church sister with we used to worship together. My condolence goes out to you, to those also in Toronto, to Nikki in Atlanta. I just want to say to the family at this time, be strong. God is able, and the 15th, I think, will be, and the 15th of this month will be the funeral service. And we just want to pray for the family that God will keep them strong at this time. And also, Sister Gail over in Toronto, a lady that used to take care of me in my younger days. We go to the same church and fellowship together. She has gone home also to be with the Lord. My condolence really goes out to you all, and the family, and I trust at this time that you'll be strong. The Lord will take care of things.
Yes, he
So
certainly will.
tonight is a very big night. We have a number of guests, and I think it's really appropriate. It's really appropriate having the master himself, the chemist, not chemister, the chemist tonight, right, and this side of the world with us. I'm gonna ask him to just name our guests tonight, Brother Dwight.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have Nate. We're gonna have Bernetta, and we are supposed to be having Junior from Canada. Those
Yes,
will be our two guests. So Bernetta, she's like a herbalist. So a female herbalist. So she'll be on there tonight. And of course, last week everybody enjoyed Nate. He's a wealth of information and knowledge.
Oh,
And
yes.
Junior has a large organization in Toronto that supports health and wellness.
wow. So tonight is a big night.
You notice?
So go ahead, Brother Bezic. Sorry.
No, I say you notice tonight I'm drinking my tea.
Oh, but the timing is wrong.
The tea. No, I'm saying the tea. Georgia is so cold.
Yeah, but
Oh,
what kind of tea?
That
What kind of tea you drink? I just wanted to
you know what tea it is. You know what tea it is. Why you gonna ask?
But
The
I
tea.
told you at this time, it's not good for you to drink the tea. You're not gonna sleep tonight.
is that team drinking?
Oh yes.
It's gonna keep
Oh
you up all
boy.
night. I'm sorry for you. You're not gonna keep up.
What
You're not gonna
gonna
able
sleep?
to go to bed. You're supposed to take this tea at 10 o'clock in the
I
morning
never
or
normally sleep.
before
I
10
never.
o'clock.
This is the rebound. This is the second round of it. Second round.
Oh boy, I tell you. Well, that tea do a lot of damage, good damage.
Yes.
So at least it can put you on the work side of the
Well,
fence.
well,
It's okay. Keep
I'm
drinking.
open. I'm open. I'm open that it will.
All right, sir. A little more, we'll be having our other guests join us, but for the record's sake and for time and everything, we just want to thank God for every one of you tonight. And again, I repeat myself by saying Happy New Year and welcome to the program. So we want to shoot things off nice and easy. So, you know something? Let me get this out of the way. It's almost time for it. Just stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
Your boy Chuck Rock telling you about Golden Cook's, one of my favorite places to eat. Come and try one of our 9 world famous Jamaican patties. Big friendly options include beef, chicken, veggie, shrimp, jerk chicken, cheesy beef, and more. All perfect with a nice warm fufu bread, baby. Tender braised oxtail, a real Caribbean treat. The best jerk chicken in town. Brown stew chicken, curry goat. The food nice. Famous hard-old bread and authentic Jamaican pastries. Golden Crust now has 10 stores across Georgia in College Park, McDonough, Kennesaw, Stone Mountain, Conyers, Lawrenceville, Morrow, Douglasville, Stonecrest, Snellville. Come taste the rhythm of the islands at your nearest Golden Crust. It's your boy Chub Rock. So you know that name, Chub? I know food, baby. I've been eating at Golden Crust for at least 20 years now, and I'm telling you, this is the place to go. 10 locations in Georgia. All my people here. You don't have to be Caribbean. Everybody. Trust the crust.
Yeah, man. Have you stopped by Clifton's restaurant lately? I'm talking about Clifton's American and Jamaican cuisine. For some of the very best in food, good. They're located at 426 West Broad Street in Fairburn, Georgia. That's Clifton's Restaurant. You can give them a call at 678-833-5447. So for some of the very best in food this side of Jamaica, stop by and check out Clifton's, 426 West Broad Street. They're open daily. Located in Fairburn, Georgia, it's Clifton's, 678-833-5447 for some of the very best food you've tasted. Good.
That's a proven fact. If you really want to make your business successful, advertising is the key. The best advertisement in the market today is now radio.
It's a known fact. Website advertisement can draw potential clients. Along with effective radio promotion from IrieAtl, any business will do extremely well.
Try us today. Call 770-255-8371. That's 770-255-8371.
Or visit our website at www.IrieAtl.com. That's IrieAtl.com. While I'm worshiping,
This is IrieAtl.
Atlantis link to the Caribbean. I'll be some famous movie star. Maybe the world will know me. You'll see my face on the cover of a magazine.
That's where I'm going. I'm looking forward. I'm gonna make you smile.
Jesus at
The end of the day.
Maybe I won't own a house on the hill. I'll try one of those mercy. Maybe they won't call me, 'cause I choose God's will and not their money. At the end of the day, I wanna make you smile. Jesus, at the end of the day, I wanna make you smile.
At the end of tonight, I'd like to make you smile. Ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters, time to get down to business. Brother Dwight, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. You there? Oops. Somebody is popping in. So let's see what is going on here. Somebody is popping in. We'll just wait until that straighten up, then we see what is going on. So, Brother Dwight.
Yes, Apostle.
How was your holiday?
Beautiful. Just a lot of reflection for the new year.
And what did you have as tea for the for your weekend?
Well, every day I have the CMT, the secret tea. Real.
The,
No, the
se-
tea I drink.
the secret tea, eh?
Yeah, the Mayan secret tea, yeah.
Oh, Mayan secret tea.
Mayan.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's what Brother Ben's drinking now and now to get himself in trouble.
Not getting in any trouble at all.
See,
Alright, let's
different
go
habit.
on and let us know what's going on tomorrow morning.
I just wanna I mean, if something good is happening, I wanna be a part of it, man.
We're gonna tell us how many times you go deal with that tonight.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know,
Lord.
I tell you, every morning, Brother Dwight, every morning from I learn about this tea. Every morning I have a cup of that tea. It doesn't matter what it is. No, nothing in it, no sugar, no nothing, just straight up. Every morning. And
Okay.
I feel so energized.
Okay.
And I don't want to tell you about the room beyond the room, but this one I feel very energized.
I just have to turn my eyes up, man.
So
He's just a bragger, he's just a bragger.
Hey, listen. When the man discovered the fountain of youth, the man have to brag, because
He's a bragger.
after a certain age, that thing there don't operate as it should.
Yeah,
my brother. So, I have to talk about, and the proof is always in the pudding, you got to tell exactly what you, when you do something. And talking about that, I don't know if it's too early in the show to say this, but I just want to say this. I remember when I met Dwight during my sickness, when I was going through leukemia. He was very instrumental in the health side of my life. First of all, when I share with him what was happening, and man, this man turned up at my house with scallion, ginger, turmeric. That's
turmeric.
Turmeric.
Yeah.
Merengue. And so many other things that he turned up with.
Soursop leaf.
Soursop leaf. I drink soursop leaf and merengue till it was coming through my pores. When I wear my clothes, my t-shirt, could have tell you that something different was happening in my body. And today, I have to say to you, Brother Dwight, a national here around the world, everybody from Africa, all over the globe, that you was very instrumental in my life and helping me to have this strength that I have today because of those natural products that you introduced to me. And I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I don't know which breeze blow you. And I hope the American understand and the other folks around the world understand when I say it's a Jamaican term. I say which breeze blow you. You understand? But I'm coming to you, Brother Beswick, but he had blow you right again in my direction. And honestly, I used to find myself very sleepy and easily get tired. But since I start to take the magic tea, I am a different person. Different person. You see. So I just want to say I salute you for what you're doing. And tonight, as we go along in the program, I think Nate is trying to get in. He seems like he's having a little issue there, but he'll straighten it out in time. And, so again, thank you, my brother.
You remember what my job was? My job was to keep you alive.
Yes.
I told you that from I met you. I'm just a messenger. And my
Yes.
job was to keep you alive at all costs. And
Yes.
a lot of us don't have to die. A lot of us die prematurely because we are disobedient.
Mm-hmm.
I lost a leg because I was disobedient. And the important thing is that you had a very important thing going for you. You had belief. Because when you were going through that at that phase, you believed that you was going to be healed. Along
Yes.
with the belief on the herbs that was instrumental in your recovery and your eradication of what you had. That's what happened.
Mm.
Because you had strong belief. I remember you when you were walking, you said, "Man, I believe this is going to happen to me." And that belief, along with the herbs, created that magic.
Yes.
Okay, so so you had a major role in that as well.
Yes.
And I thank you very much for giving the opportunity because you gave me the trust. And
Yes.
and the trust is very important when you're helping someone. As I said, I'm just a messenger. I come, my job around the world is to plant a seed. Who wants it? They take it. Who doesn't want it? Refuse it. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was fortunate that at that time, you remember the church that you had? We was
Yes.
doing the stereo and I came and I sold you all of that church equipment and stuff.
Correct. Correct.
And at that time, I never knew what kind of health issue you had. And
Wow.
bringing that back is that a lot of people die unnecessarily because they keep their health a secret.
Yes.
And once you keep your health a secret, you do not allow anybody to help you.
Yes.
So a lot of people go down to their grave holding on to that secret when somebody could have just know something that could make the difference in your life.
That was what I was trying to say earlier. You know, a lot of folks die with the secret because they don't speak. You know.
I recently had a friend, right? This is his name was Cowboy. He was like a brother to me. And for years he smokes cigarettes and he drinks Coca-Cola. Right? So I'm always like, why don't you drink? He used to laugh at me. So one day he called me I took take him to the hospital. This is the guy that never goes to the hospital. So I knew he was hurting at the time. So I took him to the hospital and he says, "Boss, I don't know what's going on with me. I'm having all of this pain. I don't understand it. I'm confused." At that time, this man never drinks water. The first time he's drinking water and milkshake. Then
Wow.
I said to him, he turned to me and says, "Brother Dwight, what about some of those herbs?" I looked at him and I says, "It's kind of late in the game. You're 71 years old, and I don't know what to do to help you at this stage because you actually waited too long." My message is, whenever somebody sees something is happening, don't wait, don't take so long. Yeah, a lot of times they're gonna go to the pharmaceuticals and try to get help. But as they say, a drowneth man clingeth to a straw. I've seen so many people that have died. At the end of the day, they're rushing to me. What herbs do you got? You know what I'm saying? It's like a drowning man. They forget about all the pills they were taking, and then now they're reaching for herbs, and it's kind of late. So my message is that the sooner you find out that you have a problem, start some sort of remedy dealing with natural herbs, along with what you're doing. I'm not saying to abandon pharmaceutical drugs, but incorporate some sort of medicinal herbs along with it until you wean yourself off, until you get better. Because the body goes through three phases. You got to cleanse, you got to restore, and you got to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Three basic things, just like your car. You go, you change the oil. You know what I'm saying? You restore it with brand new oil, and then you maintain that car. So that's how the body is. The body operates as a machine, and we have to go through that. So anybody gonna lose weight, first of all, they gotta deal with the parasites. They gotta deal with the cleanse, and then they gotta restore, and then they gotta maintain. right? I
Yeah.
think Vernita is gonna come on and talk about parasites and stuff that's in our bodies and stuff like that. I'm not sure if she's able to get on, but I leave that for her to talk about. But
Yes.
overall, I think that everybody is their own doctor. Everybody should take their own life in their own hands. They could seek help, but when you seek help, try to seek help from natural herbal remedies. Okay.
Yes, sir. I agree with you 100% because I can tell you the day when my wife and I walked to the doctor and they wanted was to uh, give me the treatment, which is chemo, and I started to reject the chemo. I said, well, I don't know. And when I did the first bag of chemo. Then is right after that I met you. And I did not take another. I was supposed to do 3 doses. I didn't take any. I started to do, the stuff that you gave to me. And when I realized that it was working, I sent to my brother in Florida. And as I say, I drink it until it was coming through my skin. When I wear my clothes, I have to spray some things just to keep that smell down. And today,
Order.
yeah, the odor down because I need help, and I realized when I started to do and started to feel that 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 strength in my body. Because remember, I almost couldn't walk. You
Yes.
remember? You remember?
You're stumbling over.
Yes. As
You're
soon as I
stumbling
was,
over.
so I just wanna thank you so much. Thank you so much. I said it early on, but I have to say it again. And I hope these advice that we are giving to the public on the outside, I want you to take note and also check out the website.
Okay. The other thing I was gonna say, a lot
Yes.
of people that talk about herbal remedies, they've never actually experienced a life and death situation. A lot
Hmm.
of them they go on the YouTube, they go on Google, and they research certain herbs and they put together.
Hmm.
With you're talking to somebody who actually experienced about two separate bouts of life and death. Okay, one was with my amputation. After I had my amputation, I was so weak. The bathroom was next to me, and I didn't have the strength to even go to the toilet. That's
Mm.
like ultimate weakness. Many people have never experienced that. And then the other time is when I was hit by a car, and a paramedic started calling me, and when I got up, it was like I was paralyzed from the waist down.
Mm.
Doctors say I would not walk. I didn't believe them. So belief is very important in your life when it comes to healing yourself. You have to believe that you're going to be healed along with whatever herbal remedies that you're taking.
Amen.
And until you get to that point in your life, you don't realize how powerful you are. The mind is very powerful because the mind is what helped me get over those kind of situations at the time. Just like you.
Yes.
I remember when you were stumbling down and you said, "Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna." I says, "No, that's have faith." You
Yes.
say, "You know what? I believe this." And you really didn't come straight at me to tell me what was going on. After you revealed it, I picked up the phone and I called my mom. I said,
Yes.
"Mom, I met this man and this is what happened." And she says, "Okay, let's jump on this right away. Let's take care of this."
Yes.
And here you are today,
Hmm.
right? I believe the guest is having a problem. She says, "Is it possible to talk on a call using my iPad? Is that possible?"
Yes, she could call and use her iPad, or she want to call on the line. If she'd like to call on the line at 706
Okay, let me just get the number down for her. So it's 706,
550
550.
1642.
164. Okay, I'll give that her. I'll have her call right now.
Yeah, and if she wants to speak in line, maybe she having problem with. And the same thing goes out for Nate because I see he's
Yeah,
trying to come in, but
yeah. Let me go ahead and give them these two numbers, and they can get in. Okay. One
yes.
second, please.
All right, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We are speaking with Dwight, one of the I'm gonna call him the Bush Doctor. Brother Bessic, I know you're drinking the tea. I hope you didn't put any sugar in it.
No, as a matter of fact, one of my New Year's resolution is to remove sugar from
Yes.
my diet. Because as Dwight was mentioning about struggle with weight, I have had a problem with struggling with my weight, and I was thinking about doing bariatric surgery,
Mm-hmm.
but from time to time I've had people give me second opinion and say, no, too strong, you can lose the weight without doing a gastric bypass. Because I was thinking along that line, because at one point it used to be where a gastric bypass was cosmetic.
Yes.
But
Good
no.
evening. 1 second, Brother Bessic. Good
Mhm.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you quite clearly. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, wonderful. I'm gonna let this brother finish his thought, then I'm gonna let Brother Dwight introduce you. Go ahead, Brother Bessic.
Yes, as I was saying, weight loss is a very difficult thing to do, and I was thinking on the sense of doing a surgery, but you
Yes.
always get second opinions where
Good
people
evening,
suggest to
sir. How are you?
Oh, great.
Good evening, Brother Nate. I'm so sorry, Brother Bessic. How you
No,
doing,
that's
brother?
okay. That's okay. I
Oh,
know they're trying to get in.
I'm
Yeah.
having internet.
Oh, I realize that.
Children.
Oh, yeah. Are you there, my sister?
Yes.
Wonderful. Stay tuned, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Brother Bessic, I'm gonna let you finish your thought. Can you?
No, that's okay. Go ahead, bring them in because they are the guests and they're calling from
Yeah,
the distance and having issues. So let them come in.
yeah, Brother Dwight. Can you go ahead and introduce our two guests, Brother Nate and our beloved sister?
Yes.
Wow, I just lost one of them. I don't know what happened. They'll call back.
No, the internet is acting up tonight since yesterday.
Okay.
Okay, I got cut off.
Oh, you are there though.
I'm here now, yes.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Brother Dwight.
Yeah, this is Nate. He's the vice president, Lumbric Arts, and many other health and wellness companies. And he has a wealth of knowledge. Last week he was on the show, and
Oh, he was a blowout.
he was
It was,
very powerful. And I'm also introducing Bernetta Moore, and she has a wealth of information as well. She's also a health and wellness coach.
okay.
Good evening, Sister Bernetta.
Good evening. Good evening to you both.
Yes, ma'am. So welcome to IrieAtl. This is the link of all link that the individual all around the world is listening to you anywhere in the world they are. They can listen, they can hear you. I just sorry I cannot see your face in the screen tonight, but I know the next time we speak, I'll able to pop you up there that we can everyone can see you on television and know who you are.
Okay.
So happy New Year to you, Brother Nate. Happy New Year to you too.
Okay, same
You
here.
hear them?
I can't hear Bernetta, but
You
go
can't
ahead.
you can't
I-
hear
No, I
her.
can't hear her.
They're sounding a little low, but you know, but
Well, I think that's the internet because
yeah, they sound a
I am
little bit low to me. But because you are the main board, it may not matter.
okay. So I try to turn it up as loud as I can, but I still got to be careful in the studio with the feedback. Yeah, brother Nate, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you very clear.
Okay. All right. So, okay, let's shoot. Where should I begin, brother Dwight? You take the floor.
Well, I'm just gonna leave it over. I'm gonna let Nate take over and introduce Bernetta, and they have some topics that they want to talk about. I think Bernetta want to talk about some topics, so let's turn it over to her.
Sure.
Right.
Bernetta.
Hey, yes, it's very, it's such an honor to be on this call with you guys
Yes.
because
Thank you.
what you're discussing tonight means everything to me. My family owned a funeral home in North Carolina, and I was born in the funeral home. My dad raised 6 children upstairs in this funeral home. And over the course of those years living there, I got a job in a drugstore working with 2 pharmacists.
Mm.
And I got an education you would not imagine because I saw death of friends, family, community. My home was open to the public. A sign on the front door said, "Ring bell, walk in." And every day, people were coming to my home to mourn and grieve their loved ones. And the one thing that people would ask me, "Are you afraid of the dead?" I said, "No, I'm afraid of the living."
Mm.
And when I got a job in this drugstore, I watched people from my community walk in with a little piece of paper that they had received from their doctor called a prescription. And they would hand me the paper, and I would take it back to the pharmacist, and I'd bring them back a bottle of drugs, chemicals, pills, narcotics, things that I saw people take, and they had no clue what it was. We couldn't even read the doctor's handwriting. But people thought that this is the way I'm supposed to take care of my health because my doctor gave me a prescription. These same people came back a week later, constipated, sick, miserable. My doctor said it didn't work. So here's a new prescription. Now I'm watching the winos, the candy drinkers, the everybody shooting drugs, all of these people around me coming to the drugstore. And all of that was one thing. So when my uncle was diagnosed with leukemia, he and my father ran that funeral. And when he was diagnosed with leukemia, my life changed. Because that day, I said, we could go to the moon and come back and land on the runway in LA. For cancer? Everybody said, oh, go get the treatment. He hid from me because he never wanted me to see him sick. I had never seen him sick a day in my life. And the day that I finally put my eyes on him is the day that I promised him that nobody that I know and love will ever suffer the way he did. He died. 2 months later, his sister was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Wow.
Well, that was enough. I promised my uncle I was going to find out the truth. And that's the day I began to turn over every rock there was. I became an international flight attendant with the airline in Miami, Florida. And I started reading and digging and studying. And I kept asking everybody in the world, what is cancer? What is cancer? Nobody could give me an answer that made sense. So somebody sent me a book from New York that's called World Without Cancer. I opened this little book. The first page of the book said cancer is a vitamin deficiency. This vitamin has been deliberately removed from our diet by the pharmaceutical companies.
Wow.
If the truth were ever known, it would topple the empire. Well, I then became obsessed. I was on a mission that I need to know if cancer is a vitamin deficiency. We've heard about people with scurvy, that the sailors had lines in their pockets. The moment people got vitamin C, it didn't exist anymore. You've heard about rickets and all of these things that vitamin D deficiency. So what I learned at that moment was there are people in the world that live to be 140 years old that never heard of cancer before. Because the richest man had the most apricot trees in his yard up in the mountains of Pakistan. Well, as a flight attendant, I wanted to go to all these places and see how people live, how they manage their health and wellness, because I'm living in the richest country in the world and the sickest people in the world. And I said, no, I gotta tell somebody. A doctor told me one day, he said, what you know is dangerous. Oh, well, you think I can keep this to myself? So I started looking at what it said. It said, okay, there's a vitamin B17, that's deficient in our diet. It's in apple seeds, apricot seeds, peach seeds, plum seeds, bitter almonds. I said, well, my mother took an apple, cut the skin off, cut it in half, cut the core out, threw away the core, and never told me that I needed to eat a seed of an apple or apricot. So when my aunt found out she had breast cancer, my family, my sister called me and said, you need to tell Aunt Phil she needs to take the treatment. I said, okay, I'll call her. I said, Aunt Phil, you better not take the treatment. She said, you got more sense than your whole damn family. Well, I was like cutting off my breast at 70-something years old. And I've been a nurse in New York for 40 years. So when I said, I'm going to send you a bag of apricot seeds. I just want you to crush them up and eat them. She said, I'm a lazy chewer. I said, I don't care how you get them in, just get them. My aunt lived 21 years after that and never, ever visited anybody with cancer.
Wow.
So what that showed me is nature has everything. People tell me, well, I'm studying the science. I'm studying. Okay, go for it. You know, you can have the pinpoint radiation that's told to you. My friend walked in the door one day. He had been dealing with cancer for a long time. He was so weak and just gone. He sat down. His wife said he can't drink anything. He can't eat anything. I said, oh, really? I gave him a little tiny cup of alkaline water and a little tiny bit of smoothie that I had put some greens together. He sat there and sipped on it and drank
Moral
that little bit.
Atlanta. The new IrieAtl radio.
And in a
Live
few
on the
minutes,
World Wide Web,
if you've ever seen a dead flower come back to
www.IrieAtl.com.
life, he blossomed right before my eyes. His body was so dehydrated and so emaciated and so lacking nutrients, that botanicals, things that are given to us that we can have all day, every day, that goes from God's green earth. So as I began traveling around the world and learning these things, people looked at me like I was a crazy person. She's telling me to eat the apples, seeds of an apple, and I won't get cancer. A woman said to me one day, my mother told me that all my life, but I never paid any attention. She's always said, if you eat the apple seeds, you won't get cancer. Because when we are missing nutrients, every emotion, everything, every sickness and disease is emotion attached to it. And if we are deficient, lacking nutrients, the body has nothing to carry it forward, to give the cells what it needs to energize itself. Mm-hmm. So when you met Dwight, and Dwight started to talk about, drink this moringa, drink this comes naturally to him. He's been doing this before he was born. You can see the healer inside of him and the heart inside of him. When Nate talks about water, it's a passion, because we have seen people's bodies. If you're not drinking 1/2 ounce per pound of your body weight minimum every day, you are severely dehydrated. If you are dehydrated 1/10, your body is not going to function properly. All your organs, everything is suffering. There was a gentleman, 450 pounds, hadn't been out of bed for years. He's laying up in the bed, and somebody asked me to go hook up a water machine in his house. I went. I saw him in his bed. Everybody's waiting on him, catering to him. And I looked at him and said, guess what? I'm going to hook up your water machine. But if you don't drink 1/2 ounce per pound of your body weight minimum every day, nothing's going to change. He told his wife, everybody in the house, this is a 36-ounce cup. And I want this filled. Every enough to equal half of my body weight in ounces. One day, I went to his home a few months later, and he was not in that bed, and he hadn't been out of that bed in years. When I walked in there, he wasn't in the bed, my heart sank. And I looked outside, and he was walking around the swimming pool with his therapist.
Wow.
By just drinking the alkaline water, ionized alkaline water. Once he did it, because our body, our tissue is 7.365 alkaline. Our lifestyle is acid. Stress is the #1 acidifier. It's killing us. All this fear that people are feeling right now, all of this stuff is stressing you and creating nothing but acid waste in your cells, in your tissue. But when you start drinking clean, pure, ionized, alkaline water, every cell is just flooded, and there's trillions of cells in our body. When you begin to drink the tea from the trees that God put on this earth for us, eating the fruit, the vegetables, the alkaline diet that we should be consuming, you will not have any desire for junk. Your body won't want it. When you're drinking minimum 1/2 ounce per pound of your body weight, any excess fat falls off. It has to, because your tissue is alkaline. When you're drinking a tea that is allowing the bladder, the kidneys, the liver, everything to be flushed of all of that waste and toxic stuff that is being bombarded on us every day. We can't help that. They got planes flying over spraying stuff in our food and water. But change it, because we can drink the purest water and we can eat from God's green earth and nature. And it's so simple. In order to get your vitamins, your minerals, and just think about children running around, picking up everything, sticking it in their mouth. Of course, over the years, you might pick up parasites, or you walk in a store and the guys from other countries is packing your food, and you don't know what's on all of that food. We don't have a clue. But we can cleanse our bodies of heavy metals, of parasites, of all of the waste, the acid waste, simply just by changing the water we drink, just by adding to our diet the right ingredients, and understanding that we are vibration, energy, and frequencies. And that we should never vibrate on a level that is low, where we are walking around in fear and grief and anger, because every organ in your body is being battered by that low frequency. We got to raise it up to love and just feeling joy and happiness. And it's easy when you hydrated and got all the good nutrients flooding your body. We have access to some of the most amazing things today that as little kids we saw and we dreamed of. But now we just have to open our mind and allow this knowledge and this wisdom and this loving, healing frequencies, energies, and foods to come to us. So I dropped the mic.
Wow. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it from the expert. She was a nurse for 31 years. Somewhere along.
No, not me.
Go ahead.
You
How much you said?
Go ahead, my sister.
Oh, okay. I have never considered being a nurse because they're trained just like our doctors by pharmaceutical companies.
Okay.
But what I did was study every form of natural healing there is.
Yes.
Yep.
When you hear the Eastern medicine talk about balance, what they're saying is the fire, the water, the metal, the earth, the air, once your body is in balance, you can't be sick. When your tissue is slightly alkaline, 7.365, you can't be sick. No disease can live in an acidic environment. That's why I've seen people that in a month to live completely transform their life.
Amen.
Just changing the water they can drink. And once you change the water, you don't want the bad stuff any longer. So studying every form of healing, because that's all we have. It's our help. And if we don't have that, we are struggling to survive. And that's the last thing we need to do. It's simple because we are so blessed to have everything at our disposal. And knowing people like Dwight and Nate and everyone that want to educate us and give us what we need to feel whole and healthy. So I was a flight attendant with Pan Am and traveled the world, just looking at how the rest of the world lives. You know, to eat the foods in Africa, in India, in places all over the world, and come home and be grateful that we got a choice. We can die or we can live.
I just want to thank you for all that information that you have just give us a entire diary just now. Brother Beswick, you want to ask any question from what you have just heard?
No. I just want to say, the natural resources that we have here to heal our body internally and externally. Most of the times it's at our fingertips. And we don't know, or some of us don't know how to utilize that was placed here naturally by God for us.
Yes.
So I just know that in the year 2022, I must say this personally, that I have been a bad guy. I've not been doing what I'm supposed to do. Because sometimes we start practices and then during the course of the year we stop. Like normally when January comes, everybody make the New Year's resolution. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But as soon as February come or March, we're back to our old selves. So which I personally must say I definitely have to change the way how I diet, because so many life-changing events has been happening around me, and it caused you at times to be frightened, and to know that you have this wealth of information that can be used to heal your body. As I said, for lack of knowledge, the people perish. And we have this information at our fingertips for free. We have Brother Nate coming out to enlighten us on all these things. We have Brother Dwight and my beloved sister. What's her name again? But we have her. Yeah, but we have her. I can lie.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
Brother Dwight.
Vernetta.
Oh,
Ernetta.
Vernetta or Ernetta? Vernetta. Okay. Yes, Vernetta. So people like Nurse Vernetta, who have that wealth of information and chose to enlighten us on these things. You have to take heed. You have to take heed. So we just have to do better for our bodies, because we abuse our bodies for so long, and it's time we need to straighten up.
Yeah, Sister Vernetta, as you were speaking early on, and you mentioned something about the seed. So you are saying just eating the seed of the apple make a lot of difference in our life?
That's how it is. When we read in the Bible, in Genesis,
Yes.
that I've given you every seed bearing fruit, for your food. Well, nobody told us that we should consume the seed of the fruit, the peach, the apricot, the apple seed. Nobody ever told us that. So it's learned behavior. If I watch what my mother cooked and ate, that's the way I will grow up. But when I see that my mother has diabetes, I'm not going to eat like her anymore. I'm going to educate her that when your body can't process all the sugar that's in it, what is going to happen? Your liver is going to suffer, your pancreas, everything is out of balance. We are just like an orchestra. When you got the pituitary to handling all of the organs and conducting, and everything works in harmony. But when we feel like, okay, I can eat 10 tons of sugar this week and think that I won't have some side effects, it's bound to happen because your body has to process, filter everything we put in it. So that's when we start changing our mindset and our thoughts. Because what is worse than waking up with a headache and feeling joints and everything aching because there's so much inflammation in the body? And it's all because of foods that we think are food, but it's nothing food really about it. So the seeds of those fruit trees that have been removed from our diet, you can't find fresh apricots on the East Coast, only in June. Why is that? They cut down all the bitter almond trees. The almonds we see now and get are sweet almonds. Why is that? Why is it that they don't want us to have the bitter almonds and put it in our food and crush it up? Because the cyanide in these seeds, the cancer don't like cyanide. It's not going to be happy when you're putting things in your body that's nourishing your body, that's giving you what you need. If you're giving it sugar, cancer love it. The parasites love it because you're feeding these things that are destroying us. So if your blood is full of grease and junk and gunk and what else is the body going to do but react to what's in it? So when we start focusing on the botanicals, the foods in it, and the things that will nourish every cell so that you have your probiotics, your prebiotics. You don't have to worry. We didn't have to deal with all of that when things grew from the earth. But now they are destroying the foods that we're eating. So we got to create and find the good fruit, the good nutrients, vegetables and everything that's going to take care of us. I heard Dick Gregory speak when I became a flight attendant in the 70s. And he said he had ulcers and he had sinus problems. And he said, I got angry with a meat company and boycotted the meat company. He said, next thing you know, his sinus was gone, his ulcers was gone because he stopped eating the red meat. Well, when I heard that, I completely stopped eating red meat because I was a flight attendant and I didn't need sinus problems with my ears blowing out or being affected. So I stopped eating it. And in 21 days, you forget what it tastes like. Your body don't remember because your taste buds change. We get a new body all the time. And it's up to us if we want the same body over and over, or if we want to enhance our blood and our health so that everything is balanced. You sleep like a baby when your body is hydrated. You are happier. You are not angry because so much acid waste in every cell. It is never going to keep us from having the diseases and illnesses. So it's just changing a couple of things that we're doing and moving your body, getting up and just standing in the floor, jumping up and down, anything to get the body moving. But when you start getting that energy going through, that chi going through every cell and vein in your body, you want to move. You want to enjoy life a lot more because there's no discomfort or aches and pains in your body.
Yes, ma'am. I have listened and I've learned quite a number of things that you have said. And, I've really enjoyed that discussion. But one of the thing that I noticed is like brother Dwight was sharing with me the other day about his mother, and his mother is how old
98.
98 years old, and she just write her last book,
No, one of her books.
one of her book, and
Yeah.
she's still kicking. She's gonna be on the program one of these week, so you'll get to know her, and she's still moving up and down. I mean, it it's it's unbelievable to my ears at time when I listen to this story. But meeting with Dwight is like the time when Dwight introduced. I forgot how many years ago we met Brother Dwight.
Over 10.
Over 10 years. And I still have a piece of the salt.
Do you know? Do you know I have a piece too? You
I,
remember? You remember giving me a piece, right?
Right.
yes. But I still have the salt. So later we're gonna talk about the salt. And I want to tell you something, the mystery about this salt. One day my stomach was hurting, and I take the salt and take a couple strike off of it. You know, my stomach stopped in no time. That's how powerful salt is. And I'm not telling anyone to do it. Remember now, follow your doctor's order. But I'm telling you this, that I used to take blood pressure tablets. And from I start drinking the tea, it is a part of my history. So I'm seeing result with natural product that can work, as my beloved sister spoke about the different seed, and we all define now they are taking away the seed from the fruit because they know
It
the
had it had
value of it and what it have done for us, Sister Bernetta. Yeah, So I'm just saying that we need to start practicing. And one of the things that Brother Do I talk about all the time is belief. Belief is very important in our life, that whatever we do, make sure that we believe in what we do, that it can be beneficial to us. Welcome, Brother Nate. Welcome and Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much.
Welcome to you, brother Nate.
You can always stay on the line if you want. And is there any question you have to ask her, Brother Dwight or Brother any one of you on the panel tonight? Any question you'd like to ask her before?
No.
I'm going to let Nate expand on the belief side because he has a lot of information about that.
All right.
Go ahead, Nate.
So,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, you were saying something?
Yeah, let me just say something before Brother Nate go into that part. But we would throw the seeds away because we didn't know that all these seeds are filled with medicinal properties. So we would throw them away. It's just like I went to the farmer's market and I saw that, that sprout part of the banana, that shoot, that first little part in the bottom. And they have it selling it in the farmer's market. And I was asking, what do they do with it? Normally, we would throw it away, right? From the Caribbean, we would just cut it and throw it in the trash. Other nationalities, they eat it as a meal. So it just goes to show, because someone told me one time that we can grate the avocado seed.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And drink it as a tea. I never noticed before. I used to throw it in the trash, or I would set it to grow for another plant and then send it to someone in Florida. That's what I used to do when I'm here. Once I get a good avocado, I set it as a plant, then I send it to Florida because I know it wouldn't come to fruition where we stay. So I send it to Florida. So, it's just so much wealth of information that is out there that we need to be more learned. We need to be more educated on it. And one of our main problem is we don't take the time to research and to read. We do not read a lot. For people just go sometime by what they see, but they don't spend the time to research and to find out for themselves if this is true. Is this true? Can this help my body to rejuvenate? So there's so many things that people need to know in order to live a healthier life.
Well, it's just like when I went to Vietnam. In Jamaica we have Cersei, right?
Yes.
And when I went to Vietnam, they serve that as a vegetable.
Yeah.
We drink it as a tea in Jamaica, but they were actually serving it as a vegetable in Vietnam. And the little fruit, that yellow
fruit part, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was like a delicacy. I was like, wow, in Jamaica, we don't even think about that. We just throw it away. But here in Vietnam, they cherish that.
I've heard that before. The plant, the flowers.
Yes, the flowers.
Yeah.
So we just got to educate ourselves some more.
Yeah, and there are so many food that they have that we have eat these days that is really not healthy for the body, But if we could pay attention and really check out, as Brother Nate gonna come up shortly to talk about the power of water, which we spoke about it last week, and I tell you, water is a very important thing because all of us is water.
80%?
And yeah, water. And as my sister spoke early on about that also, going into the next stage of our discussion. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, it's very important that you follow IrieAtl and to know exactly what is happening around the world and what we have to offer. Try to educate you and these things that it will be benefit your body. Now it's the time that you have to take care of yourself. It have nothing to do with religion, because we have some people talking about well then some of these things take you to the moon god and take you to this god and take you. It have nothing to do with religion. It have to do about taking care of yourself and your health.
Oh, by, by the way, let me ask our sister Burnett a question, because she had mentioned something about sinusitis, and I trouble with sinusitis. A lot of times it really affects me. It affects my throat. It affects my nasal. What would you suggest that I use in order to clear up that kind of inflammation?
Okay, we know that when your sinuses and other parts of your body are congested and causing you to get infections and all of these things, there's a lot of mucus buildup in the body.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mucus is created because of our diet. And when you have an overabundance of mucus, that's when you want to cleanse. You want to give the body the astringents, things like lemons and oranges and grapefruits, and put them all together in one glass and drink. Because what the body is saying is, if I got all this mucus built up in my stomach or in my body, I needed to go out the other end instead of coming up my nose or coming out of my body.
Mm-hmm.
So when the body is overburdened, that's when people get a cold. The body naturally gives you a cold so that it can cleanse itself. It has to flush waste and excess everything out. All of the fat, the fat in the body is protecting it from acid. But the minute you release all of that acid, because now you have alkaline, the fat just dissolves. So with sinus issues, the whole respiratory system is saying, I'm out of balance. So now I need to consume the nutrition that herbs like mullein and things that is going to go in there and soften up that hardened mucus. You know, people talk about having tumors and all these things. It's hardening of all of this mucus and stuff in the body. You know, the body should not have all of that. It has it because it's just needing cleansing. It's needing to receive those vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. You know, a lot of people of color have a hard time with minerals. And when you see people walking around telling my knees are going, everything is aching. Your body will steal calcium from your bones in order to balance the acid in your body. It has to. It has to do everything it can to manage the bad living we're doing. So sometimes during the year, what you want to pick the times of the year, like spring and fall, those times to really cleanse, go in there and give all of those cells a new lease on life and get all that caked up waste in your colon and in your organs, just get it out. The tea that Dwight is sharing with us is giving that prostate area, and bladder, the kidneys, everything. What is missing? What is needing to flush all of that waste out? Everything you put in your mouth, your liver and your kidneys have to filter. So just think about the breads and all of the stuff that's creating mucus in our bodies. So when you say, okay, I'm going to work on all my systems, not just my respiratory system, my digestive system, my eliminate all of that stuff, and you feel like new money. So we have a medical system that is trying to prevent us from the healthy diet we should have. I mean, they send the doctors that's treating people with all of these good seeds and Leotril, all of this. They had to leave the country to practice medicine because it's big business in this country for you to be sick.
Mm.
And when they can make the kind of money that they make keeping you sick, they had a big convention with pharmaceutical companies. And they said that it was 12 prescriptions written for every man, woman, and child in this country in 2014. Think about that. 12 prescriptions for every man, woman, and child. Their goal is to make everybody a patient.
Mm.
And the moment you take a medication, you now have to go back and be monitored because it's a chemical. This is not food. So when you are consuming chemicals and drugs, now you got to keep going back. And these people are not taught anything about nutrition. They'll never tell you to go home and drink water. I heard a doctor tell this beautiful older black woman, you don't need to drink water. You can drink Coca-Cola. I mean, just going back because it just sounded.
I even know someone who just drink only I know somebody just drinks soda alone. Only soda they drink, no water.
Because they can't help it now. It's because that acid is battery acid. It is so, that's why police pour it on blood, on the ground, because it was a jar. When you drink that much sugar and chemicals, your body now is craving it. You're feeding every parasite. Your body is saying, keep it coming. Don't you stop and drink water. You know, it takes 36 glasses of alkaline water to neutralize one soda.
Wow.
That's how much acid is in that soda.
You said 30 how much? 30 how much?
Destroying our children.
Yes.
It's destroying them. Because it's acid. It takes 28 glasses of alkaline water to neutralize one Gatorade.
Wow.
So you imagine all of that acidic waste going into every cell, and you've got trillions of cells. Your cells now have to, when you drink the right water, it pushes that waste out, and you begin to detox. If you start drinking the right water, and you're very toxic, you're going to get a headache, you're going to get probably balls will come out of your skin because you're so toxic. But once you flush and keep drinking and don't stop and start drinking minimum half your body weight, the closer you can get to your body weight is a blessing. You know, keep drinking it. Because once you do, now your body will never want another soda in it.
Wow.
It's going to tell you, it's going to crave healthy food. So the more we change our mindset, and that is, see, we got this thing, oh, that cake looks so good. Yeah.
I'm
4
guilty.
pounds of butter.
I'm
4
guilty.
pounds of butter, 10 pounds of sugar.
I'm guilty.
and white flour. You know, the cake is beautiful.
Yes.
But one bite of that cake, you know, one donut is 26 teaspoons of sugar.
Wow.
How many donuts are our people consuming every day?
After we make it
And our
notes.
children. I spoke with 44 little young guys. It was called Midnight Basketball. Somebody called me about 8 o'clock at night and said, "Would you come over here and talk to these kids?" And I was like, okay. So I got a big, beautiful bag of water that was crystal clear and took it and put it in a bag. I got strawberries, blueberries, tomatoes, cucumbers, all of these things, and put it in a bag. And I walked into a place and I saw they had just finished McDonald's for dinner. They had Twinkies and moon pies for their snack, and they had Gatorade and sodas for their beverage. And I knew I was in for it.
Wow.
I walked in this room, and all of these young men are sitting there slouched down in the seat looking at me like, "What you want?" And I looked at all of them, and I said, "I want you to remember one word, balance." And luckily, I had a video of a martial art master who was 10th degree martial artist, and I put it on and let them watch it, and it broke the ice because they saw people punching them in the stomach and they laughing and loose now. And I asked in the room, I said, "How much water do you drink?" Out of 44 young black kids, 5 of them drank water. And we wonder why they're so mean and so angry, because they're consuming garbage morning, noon, and night. Every cell in their body is full of Gatorade and McDonald's and sugar. And you know, they looked at me, they said, "I don't eat that stuff. That's all my fruit and all the water. I don't drink that stuff." They didn't have a clue. By the end of the night, I told these kids, I said, "You're older than me. You know, you're dried up inside. You got worms." I mean, I literally had to open their eyes and see that if they don't start hydrating and consuming water, they are old people inside these little young bodies. They call themselves athletes, but they don't have the energy. So if we don't start to putting in front of them fruit and vegetables, educate them. You know, when you see that picture of real nature and what it is, it's hard once you've been exposed. You don't want nothing else but the best. Your body demands it. And when you give it what it wants, you got the fuel, the energy, the motivation. You're so calm and rested. It is phenomenal, the life you can live. But if we continue to allow our kids to say, "I don't want nothing but Chick-fil-A and French fries," you know, and we say, "Okay, well, to make them happy, let's just take them to Chick-fil-A and give them French fries day in and day out." And you wonder why their brain is not thinking on any area but video games.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So you mentioned something early on about oh gosh, I should have written that down, about the drink. Um she just mentioned something about the drink a while ago. It just slipped my thought because I didn't write. That
Smoothie?
yes, you mentioned something early on about that. Um, is this smoothies good for you?
Sugar.
When we live a lifestyle where we wake up early in the morning and we're running and ripping and, you know, we're on our phones all day. We just busy. We don't have the focus and everything that we need. And we think about, do I have time to really fix myself a hearty, healthy breakfast?
Uh-huh.
a really hearty, healthy lunch? Am I giving my body the nutrients that it needs? So if not, I got to supplement. I got to get it in me. Because if I don't give it to myself, who's going to do it? So if I can just take a blender and put in that blender some great protein. I'm putting in that blender strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, avocado, spinach. I'm putting flax seeds, folic acid, everything. I'm putting in it the probiotics, everything in this beautiful drink. And when I hit blend and I look at it, and it's now better than any milkshake you ever had. It's better than any soda, any of that stuff. And when I drink it now, I don't have to worry whether I'm deficient now of A, B, B1, B2, B3, B. You know, vitamin B17 is what I was talking about, the apple seeds, the apricot seeds. People don't know what that is. They don't want you to know. They never told us about vitamin B15 and B17. It always stops at 12. Mm-hmm. As long as you go get a B12 shot and get some energy. If you're putting all of these in a smoothie in the morning and blending it up, Nate is a master at drinking smoothies, his drink in the morning. And even if he's traveling all over the world, he carries his blender. He carries all of his ingredients. So that if he's ripping and running all day, he doesn't have to worry whether or not he's nourished. Because he got it all in his wonderful tasting drink. You know, when you're eating real food, it's sweet enough. You know, you throw banana in there. You could put apples. You could put the Garden of Eden in a smoothie. They have books out here that tell you how to fast on smoothies and make wonderful drinks that are so nourishing, you're not hungry. Because everything in your body is satisfied. Because you are getting the nutrition your body has been begging for.
I don't know how much to thank you. I want to thank those who is on Facebook listening and also watching, and those on YouTube. I wanted to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that you can check out our website. There's a link there that can tell you more about the tea. One of the things that I noticed, Brother Dwight, with the tea, you don't get hungry.
Right.
You don't feel hungry during the day. You know, you have to tell yourself, well, I need something now in my stomach. I find that out about it.
Yeah, because it regulates your blood levels.
Oh, yes.
And Bernetta, you can even expand about that. Once your blood levels is regulated, what happens with your body?
When a woman is a young girl, she begins to go through changes. And as she progressed through her teen years, and she's menstruating and doing all of these things, and then a woman gets to a certain age where now she's going through menopause and all of these things. We got hormones. We have it's like a thermostat in the body. When you see a woman say, oh, Lord, I'm going through a hot flash, you know, that's because the hormones and everything right now is saying you are experiencing a phenomenon in your body that is going to make you feel like you're furnace and on fire. Well, a lot of women in America have these side effects of these horrible sweating events and stuff because of diet. Women in Eastern countries that are eating foods that balances the hormones and all that, they don't have those side effects. You know, they don't go through the challenges that people that their diet is not really feeding them to. So everything, like I say, balances. When your pituitary gland, your thymus gland is your immune system. And your thymus gland sits right below your throat. And you can take your fingers and sit it right there in the thymus gland and massage it. Well, that's the one spot you never want to wear cheap jewelry. You want to put something natural from God's green earth, silver, gold, whatever, on your thymus gland, because your thymus gland, when you hug a person, it's a thymus treatment. So when two people hug, the thymus touch each other, and you can feel so happy because you got a thymus treatment. So you want every organ in your body to work the way it should. If a person say, I'm pre-diabetic, what they're saying is that insulin is not functioning the way it should, the pancreas is suffering. That's because the liver is so overloaded with toxins and crap that now the pancreas got to take over. So if one organ is not working properly, the next organ has to step in and take over for it. So that's why we look at our body as a holistic, as whole body health. It's not going to a doctor for every part of your body like they have in this country. You got a gynecologist, a urologist, a cardiologist. None of them are communicating with each other. So the body don't know what's going on. Your heart is the heart and the brain is everything. You know, you don't have to worry if you're really thinking about how your heart is pumping that blood through every organ, every artery in your body. Because it's not clogged up with a bunch of chicken fat and crap in your blood. Your body, your blood is moving, circulating. And if it stops anywhere, you hear women say, oh, I got fibroid tumors. I got this. It's congestion. Organs are congested. So if the blood is not moving and flowing, the blood is life. And if you got good circulation, you don't have to worry about your feet swelling or any of these things happening because the blood is moving. I saw a young man, 400 pounds. They told me he had congestive heart failure. He's laying in the hospital bed. His brother started sneaking in alkaline water to his hospital room. And with congestive heart failure, you can't drink a lot of water. It had to only be a quart of water that he could have each day. But his brother would bring it to him. His heart was only pumping 10%. That's why he had congestive heart failure. But when his brother started giving him water that was hydrating, even that little quart of water began to hydrate his body, get that blood moving and flowing and flushing. This man making a fortune out here in this world today, just telling people about water. So it's all simple. That once you decide, I want my blood to, to, to move and flow, and a lot of men are talking about prostate. Well, what I was learning was when the body is deficient of a mineral like zinc, then the prostate is going to swell because the minerals are not there. Once the prostate swells, if you don't deal with it, then you get parasites to go into the prostate. Now it's pressing on the bladder. Now he's wondering why I'm up running to the bathroom because it's pressing on the bladder. But once you get that water in there, get those parasites out of there, and get that body functioning and moving again, the prostate goes back down to normal. It's no longer pressing on the bladder. The body is now hydrated. We can repair anything. Everything that degenerates, regenerate.
Yes,
And it's time for us to just see ourselves whole and vibrating on a high frequency so that we're not allowing any kind of sickness, disease, or thoughts of fear to destroy our kidneys, anger to destroy our liver.
Yes.
So your joints are as young as you want them to be. Because once you put that water in those joints and the cartilage grow back, everything will come back in balance. Once we get that mindset, we're going to be whole and healthy.
My beloved sister, you have given us tonight again, as I said before, a wealth of knowledge. And, you know, we just want to thank you. Thank you. And before you go, we want to hear from Brother Nate. He been burning. He has been burning. And I tell you, last week
impatient today.
he turned the heat up. And with you, I'm gonna invite you back, my sister, because you know there's so many things that you have said tonight that you know I'm looking on Facebook and the people are glue. I'm looking over on the other side of the channel and people just sit there listening to every word that you're saying. We not even play a song, but we can leave that for another time. You know. So, Brother Nate, Happy New Year and welcome to the program. And I know you have been listening, and I could see the big smile on your face, you know. And that tells me one of the things that she said, well, you always make sure you have your fruit and your special thing that you just keep going because you've been traveling all over the world and doing these things. I mean, man, that's where the energy come from. Welcome to the program again, my brother.
Welcome, Brother Neil.
Okay,
Welcome.
thank you. Well, I really earlier when I was on the phone, I couldn't hear what Bernetta was saying, so I have almost no idea. But I know whatever it was, is like one of my ministers always says when he gets up behind one of the deacons that talks, he says, "Well, people, we may as well go home now. The gospel has already been preached."
Yes, sir.
So I know following Bernetta, the gospel has already been preached, and
Yes.
we can fold the tent up and go home.
Yeah.
But I did get a chance to hear, some of it, and these are the things that we have a conversation every day. It's about 30, sometimes up to 100 of us that meet every day at noon Eastern time, and we have these kind of conversations. because people need to learn more about, what you're made of. And we're made of 80% water. Now, the foods that we eat are our energy. They're our gasoline, if we want to relate it to a car. If you have a car and you don't put gasoline in it, it's going to stop. We have a body, we don't put proper food and water in it, it's going to stop. If you have a Jaguar, you have a Bentley, or one of the high level cars, and you go in a service station, you say, well, let me find the cheapest gas, because this thing uses a lot of gas. So let me put the cheapest gas I can find in here. And you put that in that type of car. It's not going to go.
Destroying it.
You're right. You're going to destroy it. Well, here we are, our body. Now, do you consider your body worth more than a Bentley? If you had to buy all the parts, if you had to maintain it, you had a choice of having a Bentley or having your body in good shape. If you're wise, you choose your body in good shape. But if we had that Bentley, or we had that Jaguar or Mercedes or whatever car, we take very good care of it. We go get the best gasoline. We get the best polish for it. We get the best oil. We get the best of everything for a car that is made out of metal. It can be replaced. You can run it in the ground and go to a dealership, trade it in and get another one. But if you run your body in the ground, where can you go and trade it and get another body? It doesn't happen. There's no such place that we can trade. So all we can do, and we've been given the task to take care of the body that we've been given, by the entity that created us. And that is your task. It's like when we are put into this body when we are born, there's a lease given to us. And in that lease, the lease says, okay, this is yours. This is the house you're going to live in. Take care of it. Because if you don't take care of it, you're going to get put out. If you move into somebody's house, and you move in somebody's apartment, and you don't take care of it, they come by and inspect it. And they say, oh my God, this is awful. I mean, what do you think, that I'm renting you a pig pen? They say, well, get out. You got 30 days to be gone. Well, it's the same thing as your creator. He looks at your body and say, well, here it is. I gave him the best I had. This is a great body. All the organs that are designed to do the things that I've created him to do. And I gave him the lease to it, but he didn't take care of it. So I'm going to have to evict him. And that's kind of what happens to a lot of us. We didn't take care of the property, so we had to be evicted. So, that's what we're talking about when we're saying stay in good health, maintain what you have been loaned. You were loaned a body, and it was your task to take care of it. And all you got to do is drink water, drink good water, eat good food, all this genetically modified food that you're being offered. They even make artificial meat now. And at first I thought it was a great idea. I said, oh, wow. I used to love, back in the day, I used to love Burger King because they ran the patties over open flame, and they gave it that nice open flame flavor. So all of a sudden I hear they're making a burger that's made out of plants. They say it. And I said, wow, this is awesome. This is wonderful. And I tried it, and it really tasted good. It had that same flavor. But then when I started to research and find out what it was made of, it was all genetically modified vegetables and stuff. So in other words, it was man-made. They had man-made meat made out of man-made vegetables, because when you go to the store and it says GMO, a lot of people never think about what that means. It means that the genetics have been modified. So they started out genetically modifying fruits and vegetables. Now they're genetically modifying people. We kind of talked about that a bit last week, how you can go and get genetically modified. So if you're unhappy with what you are and your gene structure, you can go get some gene therapy now and get genetically modified. And let me know how that works out for you. But water is, I was going to kind of touch on, but again, the gospel has already been preached. So I'll just kind of touch on a little bit of it. Our bodies are made out of water. As a matter of fact, most of our body is water. And in order for us to maintain that equilibrium that we need in our bodies, we have to make sure that 80% of the body that is water is flowing with pure water, with pristine water, the best water we can find. Not Sprite, not Kool-Aid. not Gatorade, but water, pure, unadulterated water. As I heard Bernetta say earlier, that if you decide you want to sneak off or you want to go in and drink a Sprite or a Coke or some, beverage, that's fine. But drink 32 glasses, 32 to 36 glasses of water behind it. You're okay. So you can do it. But if you want to neutralize your body and get it back to where it should be, you got to drink all this water to
Blood
neutralize
water.
the harm that's been done by that one soda. So it's okay if you're going to back it up. But because have been given the task of maintaining the body that we were loaned, and we want to be good tenants, it's up to us to carry out the edicts that were given to us, to drink good water and eat good food. And I heard Bernetta mention something about seed. Seed nutrition is wonderful. We always throw away the seeds. We'll eat the fruit and we'll throw away the seeds. But I did some study many years ago with some Native Americans, and in their belief, they said that the seed is the you might say nucleus of life, because everything came from a seed. And according to the study I did with them, everything goes back to a seed, because when we pass away, we're put in the dirt. And if it wasn't for caskets, we would turn back in the dirt. And within the dirt, that's where the seeds are planted. And so we end up being bearers of new seeds, which continues our evolution, our lives, because that's where the food comes from. So these are the type things that we've got to focus on. We got to focus on life. We got to focus on health. We have a lot of people that are planning our health right now. And to me, they are trying to become better creators than the creator. They say, well, the creator he created your immune system. And it's been working for thousands of years. We get a cold, it goes away. We get a scratch, scab comes over and it goes away. We get whatever. We break a leg, we can put a splint on it, it grows back, it goes away. I mean, it becomes back like it was. So that's all our immune system that was built into us. Now, man comes along and says, well, in reality, and we've seen this in the Bible where it talks about man will sometimes try to outsmart the creator. And, he thinks he's a better creator than the creator. So he says, well, I'm going to come up with some situation and I'm going to tell you that your natural body will not take care of it. So since I'm a greater God than God, so to speak, you got to come to me for a solution. People like Mr. Pfizer and some of the others come and say, well, I'm the new God in town. You got to come to me for a solution to your body problems, to your situations, because the old God, he don't know what to do. He's not familiar with these new diseases. He's from thousands of years ago. And so we got to have some modern science to come up and tell us what to do in this modern age. And modern science has come up with some genetic situations that we can redesign your genetic structure and we can do a better job. So get rid of that old genetic structure and come on down and join our experimental genetic structure and be a better person. So most of the things that I would have probably gotten into, I didn't know what Bernetta said, so I don't want to repeat anything. But the main thing I want to say is that be conscientious, be aware that our bodies are 80% water, which is the majority. And if you want to have a healthy body and maintain a healthy body, you've got to drink water. So you got 80% of your body that's water. So you want to get the best water, because what water does is like what we use it for every day. Something gets dirty, what do? We don't get dirty and put on it to clean it. We go get water, because water flushes the impurities out. It washes away, those bad things. Well, the same thing in your body. Those impurities that do get in your body, the pristine water that you drink washes it away. It cleanses it. It keeps it clean. Most people won't get up in the morning and go out the house without taking a bath or a shower. Because why? The water keeps your body clean. It keeps you clean on the outside, but it also does even more of a job on the inside. So we've got to remember that wash our bodies on the outside, but constantly all day wash your body from on the inside by drinking pure water. So I'm gonna be like Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that.
Thank you so much, Brother Nate. I mean, there's so much have been said, and it let me feel healthy by just listening to the words of wisdom that opening up this side of my life that I have to think now more careful of what I eat and so pay more attention to the things that we drink also. I'm not a soda person. I have a problem drinking water, but now I started to do better on that side by drinking water. But I'm telling you, these are information, ladies and gentlemen, that you should take time and research it because it's all out there. You can check out. You got a link, Brother Nate, that you can tell them where to go, right?
Uh, yeah, what I would love to do, maybe hopefully everybody come back next week because
Yeah,
brother Dwight is going to join our organization and he's the one that brought us to the dance, so to speak. So we want Brother Dwight to get credit for bringing us to the dance. So we're going to get with him. We're going to do a formulation to get him set up so that
yeah,
he can benefit from all the new partiers that's going to come to the party.
yes,
So we have that. Maybe he can come on maybe next week or the next time, spend a few minutes. We'll
yes.
share with you. And I don't know whether you can do a screen share. We might even have a little short video we can even share with
Sure, I could do that.
you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We'll come on with all the information on the next time we're invited to come back.
All right.
Okay.
Brother, thank you so much, Brother Nate. And, Bernetta, I just want to tell you, you full of knowledge. You have a book out there, Sister Bernetta?
She's working on it.
What is it like?
All right.
What we can do is make it very simple for everyone because it is simple. So you don't have to have an encyclopedia or any of those things. Think about going back to the roots and nature, the
Yes.
things that will give you your health. So crave real food and it'll come naturally. And anything that you want, just ask. Your body will reveal what it needs.
Yeah.
If you've ever heard of muscle testing, you can ask your body, does this body have enough water? And muscle test yourself. It'll tell you yes or no. Learn how to find out what you need and give it what you need.
Yes.
Says my body lacking vitamins? Yes. It will show you very easily why you are not in balance and how easy it is to get back in balance.
All right. I have a question to ask, and either Brother Nate or yourself can answer. I have a friend of mine. He love ice cream. He cannot pass the ice cream place. Actually, he almost have a franchise in the ice cream business because the way we love ice cream. What advice you can give pertaining to where the ice cream is concerned?
Okay, go ahead, Bernetta. You're
I know a lot of people that have that same driven craving for dairy products. It's not just the ice cream. When a child is born, a mother is giving this baby milk until it is weaned from the mother. Animals don't do that. No cow, none of them are drinking milk and consuming a lot of dairy products and things after it's been weaned from its mother. But because we've grown up with sweet tasting cold, everybody craves cold. cream in your heart don't need it to be cold. It needs to be room temperature. So these are just cravings for dairy products. But the minute you begin to give your body that satisfaction of your sweet tooth, you don't want anything that is going to create more mucus and all of this stuff in your body. So your desire for ice cream, there are products out here that's non-dairy. Begin to try some of those. We got to wean ourselves of all of this mucus and all this crap that's clogging up everything. And most people that I see that are craving ice cream, next thing you know, they have asthma.
Wow.
You know, your respiratory is going to suffer. You cannot do anything all the time and think that you're going to have a good outcome. So you begin to replace it. A lot of things you can't just stop eating or stop doing, but you begin to replace it so that your sweet tooth is satisfied. At night, eat a banana with some walnuts. Do something different to give your body, and then you'll sleep like a baby. Plus, you got the creaminess of the banana and the nuts, and these are things that your body is clapping because you gave it something that is enjoyable. So just replace the bad with the good.
Amen.
Okay. I'll add one thing to that. Maybe you guys are a little bit too young to participate in this. But when I was growing up, we used to make kites. We would take newspaper.
Yeah.
I'm 65, you know, brother Nick.
I was talking about that last week. Yeah.
Okay, we used to take some flour and some milk, and that flour and that milk became glue, and we would glue that newspaper on, say, some sticks, a couple of pieces of branches from trees, and we would make our own kites.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that milk that we use along that flour, which a lot of the things that we love to eat are made from milk and flour, it became what? Glue. And they glued that paper to those sticks.
Yes.
Now, if I walked up to you and gave you a glass of glue, would you really want to drink it? But when you drink that concoction of mucus and milk, along with a lot of cakes and so forth that we have flour in there, that was the same recipe we used to use to make glue with. So that's why they said it's full of gluten. And gluten is not good for us because we're not trying to glue our organs together. They're already together. You know, we aren't trying to stop up our lungs and put mucus in our system. And that's what happened when you drink milk. Years ago, I had a friend of mine that had a baby. And she called me one day. She said, I just feel so bad for my son. I said, why? She said, he has asthma so bad. I said, what are you giving him to, to drink? And she said, I give him, milk. He loves milk. He drinks milk all day. I said, well, do me a favor and just try this for a few days. Take him off the milk. You know, at that time, we didn't have the report on soy and realize how bad soy really is. Well, they've kind of modified it more since then. And so I said, put him on soy milk. And she called me in about 3 weeks, excited. I said, what's wrong? Well, she said, oh, nothing's wrong. She said, my baby doesn't have asthma anymore. He's not stopped up. He's not sneezing and all stopped up all the time. She said, what you told me about taking him off the milk worked, because after I took him off milk, he's had no other problems. So we just got to be aware that our bodies weren't designed for all that mucus, and it's going to cause us negative situations. One other thing, we're the only species on Earth that feed ourselves on another species milk. Think about that. You know, we're human and we're walking around drinking cow's milk. Cow's milk was made for baby cows, not for baby humans. So, you know, we've got to think about that. And like Bernetta said a few minutes ago, you know, even cows and horses and dogs and other animals, they wean their young off that milk and they go to solid food, healthy food. But we keep on drinking some other
Continue.
species milk.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Brother Basic.
Listen, I mean, it's all wrapped up. As Brother Nate said, the message has been preached. So neither I say more. You know, I
Brother
just
Dwight. Brother Dwight.
I have nothing to say except thank everybody.
Yes.
yeah.
I just want to tell you I am so touched and I thank God for the education, and sin is believing. I've proven it within my body now, being this age, trying to catch up with Brother Nate. I've been working very good for me. I'm trying to follow uh, my my friend Brother Dwight, and he's not very far away from me, right, very close to me. But when I listen to him talk about his mother and at her age and what she's doing and how energized she is, it allowed me to think different. What is really good for between you and Sister Bernetta, and Brother Dwight, to can ask a question? What is good to develop the brain, develop your remembrance of things? What is the best thing to feed yourself with?
Ginkgo.
Right.
Let Bernetta go first. Bernetta.
I agree. Ginkgo and
That's what I said. Ginkgo. I was right. I was right. Ginkgo.
I think the number one is Guta Cola. My mother lives on that every day, and she has a memory of an elephant. The elephant used to eat Guta Cola that has the best memory in the world. They feed on that. Guta Cola.
Uta.
Along with ginkgo.
Yes.
And along with trumpet leaf.
Pumpkin leaf.
No, trumpet.
Oh,
Trumpet.
poor circulation. When we talk about poor circulation, the blood is not getting to the brain. If our body is full of congestion and waste, and we got to get that blood to cross the brain barrier so that everything is fired up and charging. And when we think about every time you put on deodorant, and if that deodorant is made from the aluminum and everything that's in these products, these things are going into our bloodstream and into our bodies, and we wonder why people start having issues. Well, there are people that had cognitive problems so bad that, they gave up on them. They had Alzheimer's and dementia so bad. But when they start getting that blood that moves in the body and removing those heavy metals out of the bloodstream and out of the body and getting the walnuts and the foods that really nourish us, everything in your body functions the way it's supposed to. So it's not one part of your body that will benefit, every part of your body will benefit. So try it. I had to take exams that were so difficult. You had to remember dates and all of these things. Right before those exams, I started taking ginkgo and Cola. And I shocked myself. I could remember all of these numbers and dates and times and took exams for 3 days and passed every one of them easily. So our focus and everything else will come back when we give our body what is missing. And stop walking in fear, thinking that we sick because we're not.
wow.
Also, I have another one. 1 teaspoon of unrefined, unprocessed coconut oil every day, every morning.
For memory.
Memory,
Yeah,
brain,
heard that.
okay? Because your brain sits in a sack of fat, salt water, and also a little bit of Himalayan salt. It has what, 84 of the minerals your body needs.
Mhm.
And then the brain. Okay, what fires it up is the brain a lot is banana, Himalayan salt, and the sun. Creates all the electricity in your body. Those three works together.
White, if you don't mind, you touched earlier on that Himalayan salt, and a lot of people cringe when you say salt because we've been taught that salt is bad. It's
Right,
not. Salt is bad because even in the scripture it said, "For you are the salt of the earth." So
Yes.
right,
if salt was bad, would the Creator be calling His creation bad?
No.
So
right,
it's not the actual salt that's bad. It's this new salt we have, which is this. It really is nuclear waste.
right,
There was an area in the earth when they dig for uranium that the levels of in the earth where the uranium actually culminates, that layer is salty. And they were digging when they would dig up the uranium, they would of course take that earth that was around the uranium and throw it away. They would try to export it to the Philippines or Africa, someplace that the people that they wanted to really get rid of or didn't care about, and they would sell it to sell the rights to dump this stuff on their land for money. Okay, well, at some point, these people wisen up and said, "We aren't going to take this poison anymore. We found out it's poison in our land, poison in our people." So somebody said, "What are we going to do with all this stuff?" And they found out it had a salty taste, and they developed it into the what we know today as table salt. But what it is, that's not really salt, and in order to try to neutralize, they had to put iodine in it. I mean, do you drink iodine? Is iodine healthy? But they did that so it wouldn't stick, it wouldn't coagulate, together. And that is a very toxic um, substance. And as a result of ingesting that, it raises our blood pressure. So that's not really real salt. You know, um, one of the first major brands of that was called Morton salt. But when we started analyzing it, we changed the name from Morton salt to mortuary salt. Because if you keep eating that stuff, that's where you're going to end up being, in the mortuary. So the real salt is, sea salt that comes from the sea, the Himalayan salt, which comes straight out of the Himalayan mountains, the pink salt. That's natural salt. That's the salt that the scriptures were talking about when they said, "For you are the salt of the earth." That was real salt. Real salt is healthy for you and is good to make part of your diet. Not overdo it, but real salt is good for you.
Himalayan salt lowers your blood pressure. It's
Exactly.
been proven.
You're right.
Real
That's real
Himalayan
salt.
salt lowers your pressure, not raise it.
Right.
And the name of the salt, it was so powerful that salt came from salary, right? That's what the Romans soldiers were paid for their money, for
Mhm.
salt. Wars was fought over salt.
Mhm.
We're made up of salt. Your tears, every part of you is have salt.
Solid.
You cannot live without salt.
Right.
Hey.
Oh, let me add one other thing. Next week when we come on, I will have the address. Anybody that lives near or you can get to Washington D.C. on the 15th, we're going to have an event. My brother Ali Collier, I don't know if he's on or not, but he spoke of it last week when we were on.
Yes.
You can get a chance to actually see and sample some of the water products, specifically the water products. But there's some other things that we will be sharing at that event. It's on the 15th of this month in Washington, D.C. So if we come on next week, we'll give you the exact address and the exact information on it.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, it seems like that's all we're going to do for tonight. Eh? So just stay by a little bit, and we just gonna play something, pay some bills, and come back, and we put our closing thoughts. How is that?
That's fine.
Oh yeah.
This is IrieAtl.
Atlantis linked to the Caribbean. I'm so in love with Jesus. Gotta find the right words to express my body on waiting time just to get some more of that sweet blessing. I want to give you excellence. So when I worship, it comes like sweet sound. I don't want to iniquity separated from you. So I choose the perfect will, as I know it pleases you. I want to give you sweet love and give you sweet love. I will show you your love.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in and around the world, as you listen to us in IrieAtl, Brother Nate and Seth, Brother Dwight and Seth, Mr. Bernard and Seth. Oh my God, and we can't talk about the brother Blair, huh? And one of the greatest person that is on set tonight is the Lord Jesus Christ himself. That's why I love the Bible said, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Yes, people, we must be educated about our health. It's very important that we go back to the earth. Go back to Mother Nature. Go back to the sea of the land. If the salt have lost its flavor, where shall it be salted? I want to give you some love and the Three B's, man, one of the baddest thing in the IrieAtl.
Is there a time? Is there a time for this event?
Nate, the time for the event.
You know what? I don't have it. I don't know if I'm going to be there. Bernetta, do you know do you know the time?
Yeah.
We'll make sure we get that.
I didn't understand. What'd you say?
What is the time of the event? We see on the screen you have the location and the date, but you know the time?
In Washington?
Yes. What time is the event?
Oh, I have to look it up.
Okay.
All right. We'll get it from her. She'll make sure we get it. Brother Beswick said, did I sound you, Brother Beswick?
No, you didn't mention me at all, man.
Oh, well, I mentioned it.
But
Brother
it's all right.
Benson said,
But it's all right,
all right,
man.
because
It's all-
you're one of the hosts of the three Ps, so I have to
But
make sure
listen,
I get you there.
listen. Before we get off set, I just want to say, happy birthday to my son. That's my baby boy, Joseph Reed. Today is his birthday, and I just want to big him up and just I hope that God will continue to guide and to protect him. I hope that he will achieve everything that he puts his heart to and mind, because I know these young people, they can achieve anything that they heart desire. So I just, I pray, I want to pray him up, I want to lift him up. And some of these information that has been passed tonight, I would love for him to partake in some of it, in most of it, because the younger generation right now, we are losing them.
Yes.
We are losing them much more than ever. So I just want to say happy birthday to you, Joseph 16 Reed. Bless up yourself and enjoy the rest of your night. All right. And to all the other members of the panel, it was indeed an awesome pleasure to be here with you guys to gain a lot of information. And some of the information I knew them, but it's a long time I haven't applied them to my life. So I just thank you for the crash refresher course. The crash course, yeah, the refresher. It's a refresher course, and so it just make you realize that the things that we are doing, we are destroying our lives, and we just have to get back to the basics. Back to you.
Well said, well said, well said, Brother Benson. I train him well, I want to say, I said this last week, and I'm going to say it. I'm glad the day that I met, Brother Dwight, and because of that, now meeting Brother Nate and listening to Sister Bernadette tonight, it have really opening up something inside of me that I have to pay more attention to. So I want to thank God for you. And I think this is a very good start for the very what is this, the third of the month, which begins now in this
First Monday.
2 of this month. And if we look on what is happening around us, we are losing a lot of folks because of one, their health decision that they have made in their life. And I pray to God that they will take time out to really look in the mirror. And I'll borrow this saying, as I always say, from Michael Jackson: the man in the mirror, it tells you know who you are, because every time you look at the mirror, you're looking at yourself. So with that, I want you to take an inward look on the inside. Brother Dwight introduced me to a cleansing that have really worked very well for me. It gives me emotion to go, especially almost at the same time every day. So, and it allowed me to feel light. And when I used to come in from work, I used to feel like I can all the make it. But I'm telling you, what is happening to me right now, it encouraged me to start doing this program. And next week we'll be back with some more guests. I hope Brother Nate will come back, and let us continue this. And I want to open this program more for more information that can help us as a people, especially if you have the street look. You understand? You got to be careful when you said certain. When I said the street look, the color of our skin make a lot of difference, and we are so powerful and not even know. Because I remember there is a part of the scripture that said to us that his ear is like wool, so it make me know that I am a part of him. You see, I just preach a sermon in a short nut. And I know that's powerful for the other nation. I'm inviting everybody. Everybody, I would like you to be healthy. Everyone, I would like you to be healthy. So it's very important that we take time and examine ourselves where our health is concerned. Go ahead, Brother
Health is wealth.
Dwight. Health is wealth.
Health is wealth. You
Yes.
know,
Health is life.
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So again, I want to thank you. Sister Bernard, are you still there?
Yes,
Oh, that's
Amen. I want to tell you, I hope you'll come back.
it'll be my honor.
Praise be to God.
hallelujah.
You know, and I thank you for your time. I preached in this yesterday that time is important in our life, and we don't have much of it left. So whatever we have left, let us make use of it.
Okay. All right.
All
Good
right.
night, man. Thank everybody.
Thank you so much. And whatever you do, you have a blessed night. You want to take us in prayer, my brother, as we go, Brother Nate?
I'd rather
You-
Reverend Brother Dwight.
I'm not good at that. I think Sister Bernetta is good
Yeah,
at that.
Bernetta, yes, that's my pastor. So let's let Bernetta.
Bernard, can you take us away in prayer?
When two or more of us come together, we are all one. We are surrounded in love. We have angels waiting for us to call on to help us. We're all together here now, lifting each other up because we know where home is. And we're grateful for each other. And this is going to be the beginning of an amazing year for all of us.
Amen.
Be whole and healthy, and happy, and filled with joy, laughter, and love. God bless you all. Good night.
God bless you so much, my sister. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, everyone.
God bless you. God bless you.
And
Good
Facebook,
night.
YouTube. The
Night.
Lord
Good night.
bless you and thank you so much. Bye-bye for now. You catch you next week, same time, same place. We'll do it all over again. So how he talks with me, yeah. Know how he tells me I am his own. Hallelujah. Oh, how you comfort me. Oh, how you counsel me. It still amazes me that I am your friend. So now I pour out my heart to you. Yeah. Here in your presence, I am made new. Oh. So now I pour out my heart.
Sing this before, sing, you know my name. See, you know my name. Oh,